Do you know that some dogs can fall into a real depression when it rains outside? Surprisingly, many four-legged friends simply refuse to leave the house when water pours from the sky. Today, we will figure out why this happens and what to do about it. Before we dive into the world of canine fears and whims, write in the comments how your pet reacts to rainy weather. Maybe he hides under the bed or, on the contrary, loves jumping in puddles. Your stories will help us understand how common this problem is. In the meantime, stay tuned, because this information can save not only your nerves, but also the health of your beloved pet. Why are some dogs so afraid of rain? It all starts with their heightened perception. Dogs hear sounds 4 times better than we do. Imagine how rain sounds to them. It is not just the noise of drops, but a real drum roll. And if you add to this the rumbles of thunder, which dogs can feel even through the pads of their paws thanks to vibrations, it becomes clear why many pets prefer to wait out the bad weather at home. Besides, dogs have incredible sense of smell. Rain washes away familiar scents and brings new, unfamiliar ones. This can disorient the dog, causing anxiety and stress. Imagine that you suddenly stopped distinguishing all the familiar landmarks. You would agree it is frightening. For many dogs, rain is exactly this kind of experience. It is important to understand that refusing to walk in the rain is not just a whim of your pet. It can be a manifestation of a real phobia or discomfort. And if you do not solve this problem, it can only get worse. A dog that regularly skips walks not only receives less physical activity, but may also start experiencing toilet problems, which will create additional difficulties for both of you. But do not despair. I have several proven methods that will help your pet overcome the fear of rainy walks. Let us start with the simplest. Dog clothes. Many owners are skeptical about dog fashion, but a raincoat is not just a cute accessory. A quality raincoat will protect your pet's fur from getting wet, which is especially important for long-haired breeds. Wet fur is not only unpleasant to touch, but can also cause hypothermia. When choosing a raincoat, pay attention to several points. It should cover the back and belly of the dog, have comfortable fasteners that will not chafe the skin, and preferably reflective elements for safety in the dark. And do not forget about the size. A raincoat that is too tight will restrict movement, and one that is too loose will slip and create additional discomfort. What about footwear? Yes, there are special boots for dogs too. And this is not a whim of spoiled owners, but a practical solution. Boots protect paws from reagents that are sprinkled on roads, from sharp objects that may be hidden underwater, and simply from cold and dampness. Besides, many dogs do not like the feeling of wet paws, and footwear can solve this problem. Of course, you need to accustom your dog to boots gradually. First, let your pet sniff them, then put them on for a few minutes at home, gradually increasing the time. Encourage the dog with treats and praise. And remember, patience and consistency work wonders. But what if your dog categorically refuses to wear clothes and shoes? No problem. There are other ways to help it overcome the fear of rain. One of them is gradual habituation. Start with short walks during light drizzle, gradually increasing the time and not going out in heavy downpours. Always take your pet's favorite treats with you and praise it for every step in the rain. Interesting fact. Some dogs are afraid not of the rain itself, but of the sound of drops hitting an umbrella. If you notice that your pet gets tense exactly when you open an umbrella, try using a raincoat with a hood instead of an umbrella, or accustom the dog to the sound of an umbrella at home in a calm environment. Another effective method is creating positive associations. If your dog loves playing with a ball or frisbee, take these toys on a rainy walk. Engrossed in the game, it may not even notice that it is raining around. Just do not forget to take a towel with you to wipe your pet after active games in puddles. Did you know that there are special products that help dogs cope with stress? These can be pheromone diffusers, calming vests, or even special musical compositions for dogs. Of course, these methods are more suitable for combating fear of thunder and lightning, but they can also help with general anxiety associated with rain. If your dog is panically afraid of rain and no home methods help, you might want to consult a veterinary behavioral specialist. Such a specialist can develop an individual desensitization program for your pet, or, in extreme cases, prescribe calming medications. But remember that medication is a last resort and can only be used as prescribed by a veterinarian. And what if there is a real downpour outside, but the dog still needs to go out for its business? In such cases, creating a protected place can help. If you have a private house, you can set up a canopy in the yard. Apartment dwellers can look for places near the house with a roof, entrances of neighboring buildings, store canopies, garages. The main thing is that the dog can do its business in a relatively dry place. Some owners go even further and train their pets to use a litter box or pee pad in case of bad weather. This is especially relevant for small breeds that physically cannot hold it for long. Of course, it is better to train a puppy to use a litter box, but an adult dog can also be taught to use a home toilet in emergency cases. Interestingly, dogs' attitudes toward rain can depend on the breed. For example, Labradors and Retrievers, bred to work in water, usually do not mind rain, but decorative breeds such as Chihuahuas or Yorkshire Terriers often fear getting wet. But of course, there are exceptions. It all depends on the individual character of your pet. It is equally important to properly care for your dog after a rainy walk. Even if your pet was wearing a raincoat, be sure to check if the fur got wet, especially on the belly and paws. Thoroughly dry the dog with a towel, paying special attention to the ears. Moisture in the ear canal can lead to inflammation. If the fur is very wet, you can use a hairdryer, but only at a low temperature and not directing the airflow directly onto the skin. By the way, about fur, regular grooming can significantly ease life for both you and your dog during the rainy season. Trimmed fur dries faster and gets less dirty. This is especially relevant for long-haired breeds. Just do not cut your dog's fur too short in the cold season. Fur protects it from hypothermia. And finally, a bit about psychology. Dogs are very sensitive to their owner's mood. If you yourself do not like rain and each time go for a walk with a displeased look, your pet may adopt this attitude. Try to change your mindset. Perceive a rainy walk as an adventure, not as an unpleasant obligation. Your positive attitude can work wonders. So we have considered the main reasons why dogs may not want to walk in the rain and ways to solve this problem. Remember that patience and consistency are the key to success. Do not expect instant results, especially if your dog has already developed a fear of rain. But with the right approach, even the most inveterate homebody can learn to enjoy walks in any weather. What do you think about this? What methods helped your dog overcome the fear of rain? Share your experience in the comments. Perhaps your advice will help other dog owners. And if you liked this video, do not forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Click on the bell so you do not miss new episodes. And next time, we will talk about how to properly choose toys for your four-legged friend. Believe me, there is a lot to tell. Remember, in any weather, your dog counts on you. Be worthy of this trust.